episode number 53 of the current review. We are doing quite well, Debza. We're just above, the half century of our episodes.
It is
And this
very
morning we are going to be joined by the regional chairperson of the Economic Freedom Fighters of the region of Johannesburg. And we'll be discussing the EFF's recent demand for the city of Johannesburg to allocate the container houses in Alexandra immediately. These houses, originally built to alleviate overcrowding, have remained empty for years despite ongoing housing challenges there. We'll also explore the ongoing investigation into the fatal shooting of EFF councillor Moshe Mpahlele, who was advocating for these very housing solutions when he was tragically killed during a protest. Very tragic stuff. The EFF recently issued a strong statement demanding the immediate allocation of container houses in Alexandra. Ndate Rasirute, are you able to provide more insight into why these homes have remained vacant for over 4 years and what steps, the EFF is taking to push, for the allocation of spaces?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And greetings to all your viewers. Yeah, my name is Excl. I'm the chairperson of EFF in Johannesburg region. Our view on those empty houses and is that sometimes you just want to promote anarchy by doing things which will make people go crazy. You can't visit me. I don't give you food. At the end of the day, I make you sleep in a room full of food, and I'm saying you are not allowed to eat. People of Alexandra, they are suffering. They are suffering. Even if you can go to Alexandra now, you will come to realize that the people of Alexandra are suffering. That is why even during COVID, when soldiers wanted to remove people from the street, the people of Alexandra said, where should we move to? Because we don't have places to call home. As a result, those houses were built there for the people of Alexandra to have a place to call home. But after 4 years, those houses are still empty. And the people of Alexandra are still living in the very same condition they used to live before. And as a result, the people of Alexandra have no choice but to occupy those houses, demonstrating that the people of Alexandra are suffering. And I think it should be easy now for the government or for social housing to see a need now to allocate rightful owners of those units there, if there are any, because their list is not for everyone to see. They only say they have that list, and we can't even be sure as the EFF as to whether there is that list or not. But at the end of the day, the people of Alexandra, the temptation is very high for them to occupy those houses. And as the EFF, we are saying those containers should be occupied. I heard the MMC saying they're waiting for that certificate of completion. But after such a long time, while the units are there, it cannot be. That's not what we call it, service to the people. Let's put our service first. Let's come to realize that if we are sleeping in Sandton, not everyone is sleeping in Sandton. The people of Alexandra, they don't have a place to call home.
So, Mr. Spetlet, Tebogo Kotsi here. Quick one. I hear that you mentioned for the delay, it's a certificate of complication or compliance. Tell me something, because I just looked at the container houses. They look very nice from the outside. But my worry is 4 years, them standing empty like that, there's a serious crisis of homeless people trying to invade those containers. What is the city saying about those things? Because should homeless people actually invade those things, it will be a waste.
Yes, that is why in our statement we said we'll have to push a motion through council to make sure that we push those who are in charge of those allocations to allocate people there, rightful people there, if there are any. Because in our view, I I think they're still busy trying to come up with that list. I don't think there is any. So if there is nothing, they should just allow those people to occupy those containers, and they take it from there.
And how many containers is it that Rasirut?
Come again.
How many houses are there? Are being debated about.
I can give you the number of occupants there. The number of occupants there were plus minus 400 people there occupying those containers, which means the units are enough for those people.
So there were 400 people occupying them. Are they being forcibly removed, or are they willing to move Kappa?
For obvious reasons, they were forcefully removed because that was the place they called their home, and at the end of the day, they were supposed to vacate. Obviously, it was not optional for them, but the manner in which they were removed, it was not like the way they used to do it, but it was forcefully because it was not optional.
How long did it take for the council of the city of Gauteng to actually build these containers? Because it seems like this is one of the best solutions that I've actually witnessed in Tebogo.
How long did it take the city to
how
build?
long did it take for them to construct? Yeah.
In fact, that construction started during COVID time. Until today, you can take it back. It will give you plus minus 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, with those containers there.
And there was a protest around housing in Alexandra, where tragically one of your councillors was shot fatally. Are you able to tell us more around that incident?
Yes, because the community members had no option but to approach the EFF to come and help them occupy those containers or negotiate that strategy where we lost a cadre, the fighter, Ekomisa Moshe Mphahlele, and may his soul rest in peace. Those containers already, they are taking our lives. We don't want to negotiate about those containers. That is why we are saying those containers should be occupied.
Death?
No, he's still under investigation.
Active on the scene that day.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now, because we are trying to figure out as to
brought, that fatal shooting brought attention to the broader issues of service delivery protests and how they are handled. Do you think this death will lead to any changes in how protests are handled by law enforcement, particularly in economically disadvantaged areas like, Alex?
I lost you at the beginning. Can you please come again?
I'm saying that, protests such as this, which have led to death of some people, we remember the Andustatani issue in Fixback, and now the Mphahlele issue now in Alexandra. This kind of protest, do you think there should be, any changes in policy in how these protests are handled by law enforcement, particularly in areas such as these which have, economic disadvantages?
The law enforcement, I think those are well-trained people. I think those are well-trained people, and they were trained for the very same reason of people protesting, how to control them. And the excessive force cannot be used where people are negotiating. Even when people are trying to negotiate, you just choose to shoot at them. It cannot be. And I'm going to be frank right now and tell you that this protest will never stop for as long as our people have been tempted to protest. They are going to do the same because they are desperate.
Mr. Special, quick one. Alexandra, given its current state, because it's in a bad situation, but it's situated next to the most wealthiest area, which is centered. And the crime rate is so high, given the fact that the poverty rate and the economical factors is not actually playing a good role in that particular area. And we saw that the protest, the community is actually starting to pick up, or it has already picked up because of lack of allocation of these houses. So, Lona, as the EFF, how are you going to plan to assist the communities in terms of developing that particular area and actually getting them housing allocation? Because it seems like housing is a problem due to the fact that our majority of it, they still live in Kamikuku.
Yeah, hence we said we'll have to push it through emotion in council.
Sorry, you can continue. No, you can continue.
Yeah, hence we said on our statement that we will push for emotion in council. That's the only way how we can maybe facilitate this move while we are still protesting on the other side, because protest will never end. By the way, we are a protest movement, and we will always protest when things are not happening accordingly.
Okay, and then okay, Tammy.
Sorry, man. I was saying, being the Johannesburg region's leadership of the EFF, and you are faced with that situation there in Alexandra. Are you able to tell us that how many other situations in the Johannesburg area exist where you've got these housing problems?
I always lose you. Can you please come again?
I'm saying in the Johannesburg area, how many places or areas have these housing problems, such as the one that we have in Alexandra?
For now, it's only that one of Alexandra, because other COVID relief houses were never built. In fact, the only ones which were completed were only those ones in Alexandra.
So you're saying that everybody in Johannesburg has got proper housing. It's only those in Alexandra that don't have proper housing.
No, I'm talking about the COVID relief houses.
Okay.
The other ones were not completed, and other ones. There are attempts of occupations. In Flayhoff, you'll remember, occupations happened. There are those attempts of occupying those unoccupied houses, which were standing there for quite a long time.
Okay, Mr. Spetlin, quick one, last one from me. Don't you think the whole delay of this allocation is caused by the infighting amongst councillors? And we've seen in the past that Gauteng has been changing mayors like a person changing a pair of socks. Don't you think when the elephants are fighting on top, it's the communities that gonna suffer? And how are you guys planning to bridge that gap? Because we know each and every single month there should be a motion that's gonna pass to say, hey, we want a new mayor, this one is not delivering. But at the end of the day, it's the community that suffers. How are you gonna bridge that one as the EFF?
I think that's where we find ourselves as politicians, where we can avoid coalition government. That's the change that we are being faced with, unfortunately. That's the situation for now. And we must find each other in order for us to give service to the people of Johannesburg. And I think so far we are trying to get it done properly. And I think the government in Johannesburg will maybe be stable for now, even though you will never be sure about politicians. I sleep tonight being like this, tomorrow morning, and then I'm a different person. But you will remember, as the EFF, we have always sacrificed for the municipality to give service to our people. We can even go as far as donating our vote without expecting anything in return, just for our people to get service. I think you know about that. That's our position as the EFF. It's not all about being in charge. Even if we can say so and so can be in charge for our people to get service, we do that. We have done that before as the economic freedom fighters because our people will always come first.
And in conclusion, Fighters Petlele, what would you like to say as your parting shot to the people of Johannesburg regarding these issues of service delivery and any other issue that they are facing?
I always lose you, my brother. I'm always losing.
I wonder
and I wonder why, because on the other side I'm fine, but when it comes to you, I lose you, my brother, unfortunately. I'm sorry for that. Can you please come again?
No, it's fine. No, the question is, what would you like to say to the people of Johannesburg as your parting shot?
What have I?
What would you like to say to the people of Johannesburg as your parting shot?
No, service delivery to the people of Johannesburg. If there are houses allocated for some certain people who deserves to be there, let those people occupy those houses, because we are victimizing both. We are victimizing those who are not on the list, and even those who are on the list, they are being victimized because they are still suffering while they're on the list and their houses are there. That is why, as the EFF, we said, no, let's give these people land so that they can go and utilize that land. You see, once you provide service to that land, those people will go there, they will build their own structures there. Because even when you can look around Johannesburg, once people decide to occupy land, each and every person will go with a structure there to occupy that land. Imagine if the city is going to provide people with land. How easy is going to be for our people to go and have their structures there? Our view is that once we complete houses, let those houses be occupied, because our people are suffering.
No, I hear you in that aspect, and it's quite sad, for at the end of the day, when the elephants are fighting, the people will suffer and the grass will die. But at the end of the day, I hope you guys do find a solution and the people of Alexandra can get a housing allocation as promised and as delivered. And with those words, I would like to thank you for availing yourself, and we will make a follow-up in terms of, we will be following up on the story to find out how far it is. And hopefully we'll get the city of Gauteng also to actually come in and tell us why they're not giving people their keys as they made promises. And 2026 is around the corner. It will be a different story going to 2026. So thank you very much, Ndate Lele, for tuning in and availing yourself.
Thank you very much, and your viewers at home.
Thank you very much. And
thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was fighter Spetlele from Gauteng, and telling us about the containers. I mean, like, Tammy, you build houses, you make promises to say people will have houses. And on the other side, when you look over the fence, the very same people that are making promises to you, they're living a good life. But just stay, the fucking knife, it's a China and porcelain. But when are you still fighting to get into a house? It's quite sad. But hey, I hope a solution is being found there.
Yep, we'll be back with another one at 11:30. Let's see.